Yo, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Check the From the Shore to Be More show. Coming through strong with that podcast flow. Sunday afternoon at 2 to 3 p.m. slot. Got the Interstate 95 Turnpike hot. When you tune in, they don't just entertain. They come with the message that presses the brain. Those other podcasts, they seem microscopic. Cause they're the big dogs that drop the hot topics. So sure, be more young, you just stay ready. For DJ Boom, Shaheem, and Montgomery. Put them together, there's a treacherous three. From the tri-state area to the DMV. So sit back, relax, get your Sundays on. On after morning, gone before dawn. That positive vibe that we hitting so strong. With this podcast show, you can't go wrong. So, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What it do?
All that good stuff. What's going on, everybody out there? It is good to be back, and it's good to see all of you guys back for another episode of your favorite podcast, From the Shore to Be More. I am one of your hosts, the one, the only, Shaheem.
Oh, and I am Deborah Singletary, a.k.a.
Hey, and of course, I'm the official DJ Boom here in the building, making it do what it do every Sunday, no matter what. Nothing stops me.
That's right, folks. In case you've been asleep on a rock, let me tell you, we are the treacherous three of the tri-state area and the DMV. Y'all heard?
Come on now. Make it do what it do. We here every Sunday.
Yes, and it's good to be back for another episode. It's good to see everybody back. Today we are revisiting a topic, folks, and we don't do that often. But we had such a great response, an overwhelming response even to last week's episode on family estrangement, folks, that we were asked to revisit this topic for this week's show. And so we're going to do that today. I want to thank all of our fans, especially everybody who contributed to last week's show. It was an amazing show, everybody. It was a great topic. And so, again, thank you to all our fans. If you missed last week's show or any of our episodes, over 100, folks, check it out. If you missed last week's show or any of the many episodes of From the Shore to Be More, you can go back and find them. So while you're at home drinking your morning coffee or in the car or on your way home from work, you can watch us on our YouTube channel and listen to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And please, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, folks. Please, your subscriptions do help us, and they help us in a big.
And make sure you tell other people to subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, your coworkers.
There you go.
People you don't like. We might talk about them on the show.
Right. Tell your friends. There you go. We're trying to make this thing do what it do, and it is doing pretty good. I have to admit, and it's thanks to all you guys out there. The subscription is growing. We want to see it grow faster, obviously, but you know what? The support from you guys has been overwhelming. Like I said, thank you to everybody who contribute to that show and to our past show. I want to just shout out a few names real fast, and then I'll keep it moving. I want to just shout out Humble Brown, Nuki Trez, Karitha and Raheem, all everybody. My brother-in-law Charles, who sent me a contribution to this show. I'll show you guys later. And to all you fans and family members who are out there supporting us, man, it's making this thing do what it do, and we really appreciate that. So I just really wanted to say that. All right, how about you guys? What guys do this week?
Absolutely, we do. We feeling the love.
Yes, we do.
We feeling the
You've
love.
been busy, Boom. I know you've been traveling a lot this week.
Man, listen. I'm on my not my last leg, but because I still got to drive back to Atlanta from here. But I am definitely in B-more right now, getting ready on my way to DJ a wedding that I'm super excited to DJ. I like DJing weddings because I like to see folks come together, especially if they're going to stay together. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that that's extra meaningful. But I like to turn up, so I'm looking forward to DJing this wedding. Should be fun.
Congratulations to the happy couple and all of that. Well, Debbie, I know you've been working on some pieces of art.
Well, I have been, and I still am. And I don't know if you can see my table is a mess. That is because I'm preparing. I'm preparing for. I'm giving a workshop on Wednesday, and I'm gathering my materials. So
Okay.
I'm in there.
All right. Well, I
So it
can't wait
looks
to
like
see
I'm
what
not the only one that likes to be prepared ahead of time.
you.
Oh, that's the key to a successful event. You have to be well prepared. And in my case, because there are so many little moving pieces, I have a checklist that I work from. So I'm sure to deliver.
That's a
Listen,
smart way to work.
I need, I need to take up that philosophy. Let me tell you guys, I did an event last Tuesday, and I left my laptop cord. Like my laptop is at the point where it's not going to stay on long without the power cord, and left the
Oof.
cord. I said,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
and I lived too far to run back and get it. I was like, oh, good grief. Unfortunately, I have my phone, and I just worked off my phone. But that was so I need to do the same thing, make a checklist.
Yeah, listen, we've all been in some tough situations before in our lives. I'm sure, man. So we all can sympathize with you. That's for sure. We have a great show plans for you guys, so we're just gonna keep this ball rolling.
Now if it's your birthday, get on up. Now if it's your birthday, get on up. Now if it's your birthday, if it's your birthday, if it's your birthday, get on up. Now if it's your birthday, get on up. Now if it's your birthday, get on up. Now if it's your birthday, if it's your birthday, if it's your birthday, get on up. Turn it up. Now we gonna have us a good time, good time. We gonna have us a good time. We gonna.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna have a good time because we love celebrating your birthdays with you. So happy birthday to everybody out there celebrating birthdays today, last week on the upcoming week. We want to celebrate your birthdays with you, like I said. You guys got anybody?
Pisces season. It's still Pisces season. I'm just
Yes, it
anxious
is.
for it to be done.
Shout out to all the Pisces
I'm
out
just
there.
anxious for it to be done.
Oh, really?
Why you hating on
That's
the Pisces?
Aries. Now, Aries is
Because the
Aries
number one
energy
is on
is
deck.
Aries is impatient. So he's proving his side and
Absolutely.
patience.
The
He
number one
can't
is
wait.
the
He
number
want
one
to
is on
push
deck.
out Pisces, soft, sensitive Pisces. He wants to the curve.
Well, I'm curious though. What sign is after Pisces? I don't know.
We just
Aries.
told you.
Aries. Oh,
The
okay.
number
All
one
right.
is on the number one is
We
on
about to
deck.
fire you, Shaheem, for not
Aries.
listening.
Hey, that
Aries.
the zodiac stuff. That's what I got you for, Debbie.
Oh, okay. In that case,
Right,
that's why I'm
right,
on the
right.
bottom. I'm holding up the guys.
There you go.
I'm on the
There
bottom
you go.
holding them up. Wait a minute. There you
Absolutely.
go. Holding
Yeah.
them up.
I love
That's
it.
right.
I
Thank you for
love it. I
doing
love it. I love
that.
it.
We need somebody like you. You guys got any birthdays? Because I got a couple.
Yeah, I definitely gotta go back and shout out my baby girl celebrated her
That's
birthday on Friday.
right.
I'll be in a
Happy
lot of trouble,
birthday.
man. and then Sharonda's daughter, Shadell, who I call Shushu Mama, her birthday was yesterday.
Right.
So happy birthday, happy 9th birthday to her.
Happy 9th birthday.
I said,
Right.
good
Happy
grief,
birthday,
this child is
girl.
9 already.
Right. Yeah, the years will go by fast. Years will go by fast.
They go by quick.
Yeah. I've raised 3. I can contest to that. They do go fast. Shout out to all my kids.
Although his birthday would be on the 12th, I want to posthumously say happy birthday to D Love, aka Darren Henry.
I believe his birthday is the 13th.
13th. That's right. 13th.
Yeah. And go ahead. Right, the 13th. And so yeah, thanks for saying that. In fact, I got something I want to do for D. On Deb, you got any birthdays you want to shout out?
No, I did all mine last week.
Okay. Well, I just want to shout out because we have a cousin whose birthday is coming up too. Dave Berry. I want to shout out to Dave. So happy birthday, bro.
Okay.
I can't. I don't know how. Believe it or not, I don't know how old you are. I just know that you're my older cousin. So I'm just gonna say that. Happy birthday, cuz.
So
We know you're over 50.
Huh?
he's 3
We know
years.
you're over
He's 3 years.
50. That guy, your cousin, is over 50.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think so. I
But
believe
he's
so.
3
It's
years
funny, I should know
younger than
this.
Aunt Shelly. He's 3 years younger than Aunt Shelly.
I don't even know how old Aunt Shelly is, and I'm not. Even if I did, I would not put my aunt out there like that on this show.
I will. I don't care.
I would. Ain't no shame in, ain't no shame in aging.
Well, I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm not going to do that
Right.
one. But shout out to Dave. Also, Fabian Montana's having a birthday too, so shout out to him too. Happy birthday, Montana. Keep your music thing going.
That's right.
Baby.
I think it's today, isn't it today?
I think it is today. Bear with me, folks. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm working through them. And also, like a Boom just said, special birthday shout out to D Love Darren Henry, my former group mate in La Foren. Happy heavenly birthday. We miss you. I have so many great memories of you. But I just want to say this. I just want to show this clip, guys, of early La Foren life in the Yellow House.
Yeah.
Yo, D-Lo, what's up? What's up, Sean? Tell me what's on your mind, my brother. Since I'm this girl, I'm gonna break it down like this. Here we go. Mom is telling me she was so tender. To get her as my girl was so my agenda. I said hello, and she said hi. I said you want so long, she said just hold fine. So stepped through the club for a little dance. Wine and dine, had a little romance. It was any kind of way I took it to the crib. Locked the door, you know what we did. Timmy was so good, the girl fell in love with me, but it's how I was gonna act. It was Agony, you never did, and Agony. It was Agony, you never did, and Agony. 100% to love, she wants 100% to love. 100% to love, she wants 100% to love. She says she want my love, she don't want no itty-bitty love. She says she want my love, she don't want no itty-bitty love.
That was inappropriate.
I just want to shout out. Of course, you see the tall guy in the video. That's the one and only D Love. Of course, you saw me in the video with the crazy hair. I used to love that hairstyle, by the way.
I loved it. I was great.
Thank you. Of course, in the background was the one and only DJ Debonair Samir.
Absolutely.
And that was early La Foren, folks. So shout out, happy heavenly birthday to D Love. We miss you. I have some celebrity birthdays I want to run through real fast, and then we're going to keep this thing rolling, folks. I want to say happy birthday to this guy here, the big man himself, Shaquille O'Neal's birthday was on March the 6th. Happy birthday, big man. I remember I came in the he dominated so much. Yes, he dominated so much he had to change the game. So happy birthday, big man. Also, happy birthday to basketball player Josh Hart, who plays for the New York Knicks. So you know I'm going to mention him. His birthday was on 6/2. Also, Robin Thicke, everybody. I was going to play the song, but I didn't want them to drop us Blurred Lines. But it's Robin Thicke's birthday. Yeah, I didn't want them to kill the show, so I didn't play the song. But Blurred Lines was definitely one of my favorite hits. And real quick, shout out to this crazy lady here, Wanda Sykes, everybody. One of my favorite comedians. Wanda's birthday was on the 7th, and I definitely wanted to shout her out. Happy birthday, Wanda. We love you.
Absolutely. Especially since it's Women's Month, we can't forget to shout the women out because they probably protest or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right. But not just that show, the Upshaws, that she's on. I think she co-produces with Mike Epps on Netflix. Everybody, shout out to Netflix. Shout out to the Upshaws. My wife is watching that, man. Every episode. Come on, y'all. She absolutely loves it, but she's not the only one I heard say that. I've heard other people say it. So the show's doing good. So shout out to the Upshaws and Netflix. Happy birthday, Ronald.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, not really my
Yeah,
cup of
it's
tea,
all right.
but the ladies seem to love it. What can I say? And for all those
I don't
celebrating
like
your birthday or having any festival, we want to remind you guys of this.
To level up your birthday party or any celebration, you need to call Shush Entertainment for your solid disco party experience. Hosted by our own DJ Boom. Looking for that special gift? Look no further than hazytrades.com for a custom image 3D set for that special someone in your life. Or, if you're interested in an astrological reading, contact Vision Carriers to find out how the stars are lining up for you.
There you go, folks. Make sure you contact Vision Carriers. You're going to want to know how the stars are lining up for you. I know I want to know.
I'm waiting until my actual birthday to find out.
Right. And it is coming up.
That's
Let's
all
let everybody know again what's your birthday. Boom.
The number one is on deck, 32424.
Oh God,
That's
why are we
big.
talking about this? Why are we talking
You know
about
what it
this?
do.
One Debbie's on a roll today.
32424. Mark it on your calendars, y'all.
There you go, folks. There you go. All right, let's keep this thing rolling.
You know, I guess right now we should start the show.
Must
All
see
right.
TV and movies. That's what's up, everybody. On deck. One of your favorite segments on this show, everybody. I have a couple things I want to talk about, but you guys got any?
I'm letting Auntie go first.
I don't have anything.
Okay, well, listen. Here's some things I do want to talk about real fast. I did see, because this week I didn't really watch anything too much, folks, but I did go back and watch the suggestions from my co-host. That's how I spent this week. So there's some things I'm going to say. All right. I did see Surrounding. I'm not a big cowboy movie fan. I did see it. I thought it was a good story, though. So I did like it. So shout out to Surrounding. Everybody, go check it out. And as you know, Boom gave it 5 turntables last week. So you definitely want to check that out. Also, I did see Code 8.
Good movie.
I watched the first one and the second one. Okay? The first one.
I still ain't watched the second one.
No? Okay. Well, the first one was pretty good, I gotta admit. So check out Code 8, people. The second one, I fell asleep on it. I think that sums it up. I think that about sums it up, everybody. But listen, don't make your opinion based on mine. You make your own opinion. You go check it out, and you come back and you let us know what you thought. All right. Now, also, I haven't seen Aquaman yet. Boom. I know you said you wanted to talk about it this week, but I haven't seen it yet. Is there anything you want to just shout out about? Mention about Aquaman? What was it, the Lost Kingdom?
Nope. Yeah, Lost Kingdom. Nope. I can wait. Nope. I can wait.
All right, because I have plans on watching it this week, and I'll check it out, and then maybe we'll chat about it next week. All I know is that I don't think the movie did so well in theaters. I don't think it did.
I don't think it did either. And honestly, for a DC movie, you know, that to me is to be expected. But I feel like The Flash was better.
Wow.
And then that one didn't do that much, that good either. So I don't know what folks be looking for when it comes to DC movies, but
right.
I thought The Flash was pretty damn good.
Okay, well, I'm not big on DC movies either, so, but I'm gonna check out Aquaman this week, and I'll let you know what I thought about it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, Mia Culpa, finally, everybody. I didn't see it. My wife saw it, and she actually liked the movie. So now I'm going to break down and I'm going to go check the movie out, even though she didn't see it. I'm going to go see it, everybody. So my wife did love it. So if you have a chance on Netflix, everybody, featuring starring Kelly Rowland, go check it out. And listen, you can report back next week and let me know what you thought. The only thing I did watch, and I'm sorry I don't have a graphic of it, folks. I've just been a little busy. The only thing that I did watch this week was a documentary because, yes, I am a nerd, everybody. If you watch the show, you should know that. But this was a pretty good one. It's called Our Planet. And it tells you about the very beginning of our planet, as best as scientists can tell you, I guess, and how we as human beings got to this point. I thought it was excellent. Well done. That's on Netflix too, everybody. So that's what I was watching.
Me too.
And that's my pick.
I saw that too. I saw that too. I saw that too.
Did you? The one I saw it narrated by Morgan Freeman. Shout out to Morgan Freeman.
By Morgan Freeman. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
And explain. I mean, I loved it. First of all, I watch shows like that anyway. You know what I mean? I watch the pandas and the lions and I watch all them type shows. So I thought it was pretty damn good.
Right, I thought it was great, and so I did watch that. I highly recommend it, people. If you're a nerd like the rest of us, go check that out, and that's on Netflix.
If you're into comedy, you want something funny. If you want something funny, I'm probably fading out a little bit, but I watched Ricky Stenicki on Prime. I think it's on Prime. I think that's what it was on.
Okay.
And it was interesting.
I was looking at it.
It was interesting.
I wasn't sure, but I was looking at it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was funny. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It was funny.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and check that out. So there you go, folks. There's a bunch of picks that you can go check out if you're not watching us today. Check out our picks and come back next week. Let us know what you thought. Also, if you have some show ideas you think our audience would love, or you would like to be on one of the game shows, be part of the fun, or if you want to sponsor the show, you can contact us, everybody, and we hope you do.
To contact us, you can reach us on our YouTube channel, where you can comment during the show, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can also watch, like, subscribe, and comment during the show on our social media platforms. Our Facebook page or our Instagram is @FromTheShoreToBeMore. Our Twitter or X is @2_BeMore. Our email is FromTheShoreToBeMore@gmail.com, or you can call the show at 732-440-9314. If no one answers, please leave a message and someone from the show will get back to you.
Yeah, there you go, folks. And we hope that you do contact us. We want to hear from all you guys, especially if you want to sponsor the show, because we're definitely looking for sponsors, everybody. And there you have it. Now it's time to jump into that part of the show that you all love and that you all been waiting for, and that's time to jump into our topic. Like I said earlier, this topic was so popular last week that we were asked to do it again, and so here we are to talk about it again. Family estrangement, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I guess a lot of people are dealing with this situation in their own families, or on jobs or whatever, but dealing with this with this situation. And that's why people reached out to us. We definitely appreciate that.
Right. Let me send.
Talked about the many reasons that people can become estranged in a family. All sorts of reasons. And while I was researching this topic, I noticed that a lot of kids were estranged from their parents, which I thought was strange.
Kids?
Yeah, a lot of kids were estranged for all different reasons. Some of
What
them.
age?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
What age? What age? What do you mean by kids?
Older kids. Well, as kids got older, for whatever reason, decided that they wanted to separate from their parents. And so I saw quite a bit of that as I was researching this topic, which I thought was a little odd, but I don't know why I did, but I did. In my mind, I guess like a lot of people, your parents raise you, and you're supposed to just naturally have that connection. But you know what? As you get older, you start developing your own life. You don't always see eye to eye for all different kinds of reasons. I'm mentioning that for two reasons.
It's more than seeing eye to eye.
Okay.
Shaheen, you and I don't always see eye to eye.
No.
And don't you even think of estranging from me.
Never. I would never do that.
So more than don't see eye to eye, it's when we put up deep, we don't want to see the other person's point of view, that we're caressing our own ideas and we're only into our own thinking. And when somebody doesn't agree with us, it is as if they've cut off our ear, and then, and then we are, angry. So when Shaheem and I don't agree with each other, or any of us, we go, you have a right to your opinion. Why do I need you to agree with me? But that's about me. That's not about you.
It's important to find ways to work things out. I think, and you never do that if you never confront the issue of first of all that there's an issue there, and we're not speaking to each other. And so, in my opinion, if you don't confront that, then it's kind of tough to really get at the issue and work it out and create that bond again. So it's important to find a way to communicate with each other. I guess is
What
what
do
I'm
you,
trying
you
to say.
mean? What do you mean by you mean to communicate with one another? I think we first have to confront within ourselves. That I can't
Wow.
confront you until I'm dealing with me, until I'm acknowledging how hurt I am and why. What is coming up for me? And if
Mm,
I can be honest about why I'm so hurt, when I go to um Boom, I'm not going to pick on you this time, Shaheen. When I go to Boom, I can say, Boom, whenever I invite you to a birthday party, you never
mm,
come to anything. And I feel hurt because my need is for mutuality. And I go to every god darn party, no. And I go to all your, we have to express what our need is. People don't always know what we're needing. And we don't always know what we're needing. So, first level, what we're calling confrontation or communication is within the self. You have to know how you feel. And not a lot of people know how they feel. And for Women's
right.
History Month, I will say women are no better in touch with their feelings than men. I think that's what
Woo! Uh-oh.
they may emote more, they may, feel stuff, but that doesn't mean, and crying does not mean you're in touch with your emotions. Actually,
No.
sometimes crying can mean you're shutting down. So,
Ah,
so the question would be, what does it mean to be in touch with one's feelings and emotions? And whenever you're in touch with them, the other person is nowhere near in the dialogue. It's not about what Shaheen
I definitely
did.
have to agree with that. I have to agree with that, Auntie. You gotta definitely look within first to find out why whatever is happening it bothers you so much.
mm,
Whatever it is, doesn't and then figure that out and then confront the person. Because when you just go blindly into a confrontation, you just gonna have a clash and you're not gonna get anywhere.
Hmm.
right.
And you're not being vulnerable. Vulnerability would be saying, I hurt, not you hurt me, but this hurts me. And if it hurts me, it's because of something in me.
Right.
You can't hurt me unless the seeds of the hurt are in here. If Shaheen calls me ugly, old, stupid,
Why you
ignorant.
gotta? What?
Because Boom is frozen. You know,
Yes.
and you know, and I'm gonna say, oh my God, Shaheen, what's wrong with you? You know, because I know
Right.
I'm beautiful. I know I am intelligent.
Right.
Okay, and I know I'm old, and I accept it, and I love it about myself, right?
Right.
So you can't make me hurt unless the seeds of that hurt are already within me. You can't make me.
Right. I'm glad you made that point because, like I said, when I was researching this, I saw a lot of kids were separated. Well, were being estranged from their parents, and I see we have a guest waiting. Boom Boom comes back. I guess he'll introduce his guest and bring him on. But yeah, and this was sent to me, and I thought this was very interesting. This video. Let's watch this video, people, and then we're going to talk after.
How was it for you growing up with your dad?
Well, my father was grouchy and angry, and he spanked us a lot. My two brothers with belts, and I thought it was excessive, and I intensely disliked the man. And fortunately, when I'm a little kid, 10 years old, he starts a little cafe, and I have to work for the SOB, and he still yells at me. Now I'm 15 years old, Tim, and I said to myself, next time he yells at me, and we're talking about a diner where everybody can hear everything. Oh, it's not like it's privately in the back. He yells and screams at me, and you're looking at customers watching the whole thing. I said, I'm going to walk out next time this SOB yells at me. And it took me 3 or 4 times to work up the courage to do it, but I did when I was 15 years old. My dad came home. He paid me $10 a day plus tips. He bolted the $10 as I lay on the bed. He threw it at me, and he said, why did you leave? And for the first time, I spoke back to my dad, and I said, Dad, I got sick and tired of the way you spoke to me. I'm not putting up with it anymore. He walked out of my bedroom, Tim, and for the next 10 years, we didn't speak to each other at all.
Wow.
At all. Wow. I go to college. I go to law school. I come home to visit my mom, of course. College was in New England. Law school's in the Midwest. I come back to L.A. to visit my mom, but I'd make sure my dad wasn't around when I was in the room.
You were 15?
I was 15 when this happened. But then I graduated from high school. My dad worked long hours, so the next 2 years I just made sure we weren't in the same room. Wow. Then I go to New England for college, Midwest for law school, end up working in Cleveland, and I would visit my mom all these years, of course, but I would just make sure my dad and I were not in the same room. We said nothing to each other for 10 years. Now, just real quickly, now I'm 25 years old. I passed the California bar, the Ohio bar. I should be living large. I'm 25 years old, making the equivalent of $150K, and I can't sleep. And I know it has to do with my dad. So I told my secretary, call my clients, tell them I'm going to be away for 3 days. I'm flying to LA. I'll be back. And so I didn't tell my parents I was coming because I didn't want my dad to prepare. So I get to LAX, took a cab to the cafe. Cafe closed at 2:30. I got there at 1:30. And my dad was shocked to see me. I had 2 big bags with me. And he said, shall I put your bags in the back? I said, no, Dad, I'm going to be here for 5 or 10 minutes. I want to tell you something. So he said, wait till we close. So I sat there for an hour and I said, all right, don't tee off on the SOB. Just give him the highlights, 5-10 minute conversation. He'll call you an ungrateful son. You'll call him a cruel father, and maybe you'll be able to sleep when you get back to Cleveland. So my dad sat down, and I teed off for him for a half hour. You know how I can go. We just now met, but you know how I go, Jamie.
Everybody, he can go.
So I spoke for a half hour, nonstop. Every spanking, every whipping. The time when my cousin Elaine came to Cleveland, from Cleveland to visit me, and he whipped me in front of her, how humiliating that was. I told him everything, and my dad just took it. Every now and then he'd lean over and pour coffee and replenish his coffee, but he just took it. And when I was done, I was spent. I couldn't think of anything else. And my dad looked up and said, is that it? Ooh. You didn't speak to me for 10 years because of that? Now, I should tell you, I knew nothing about my father's life other than I knew he was an only child because we never got any Christmas presents. And I met his mom one time. Outside of that, I knew nothing about his life. I didn't care. I didn't like him. He said, let me tell you about my father. You know your last name, Elder? I said, yes. He said, that's not my father's last name. I said, what? What's your father's last name? He said, I have no idea. I never met him. You never met your father? Who's Elder? Elder was some guy who was in my life the longest, 4 years. My mother could neither read nor write. She had a series of boyfriends, each one more irresponsible than the one before. Elder was an alcoholic, was physically abusive to me. And when I tried to stop him from beating my mother, he would beat me. And I came home at 13 years old, he said, and I started fighting with my mom's then boyfriend. By that time, Elder was long gone. And my mother sided with the boyfriend and threw me out of the house. 13 years old, never to return. Athens, Georgia, Jim Crow South, at the beginning of the Great Depression. I said, well, Dad, what did you do? And for the next 8 hours, the man told me about his life. 2 stools as close as you and I are. And for the first time, I saw my father cry when he talked about the way Elder treated him. For 8 hours, my dad walked me through his life. I said, well, what did you do when you left the house? I went down the road. I picked up trash. I did this. I became a Pullman porter. They were the largest private employers of blacks in those days. My dad came out to California on a run. And he was able to walk through the front door of a restaurant and get served. And he was shocked. And he said, maybe I'll make a mental note to relocate to California. Pearl Harbor, my dad joins the Marines. I said, Dad, why the Marines? Anybody who's listening to us who's in the Marines knows what I'm going to say. 2 reasons. Number 1, they go where the action is. Number 2, I love the uniforms. My dad was stationed on Guam, where he became a staff sergeant in charge of cooking for the colored soldiers. Gets out, comes back to Chattanooga, where you're appearing.
Thank you.
And must I work that in? Where he met and married my mom to get him a job as a short order cook. That's what he did in the military. And they said, I'm sorry, we don't hire niggers. He went to restaurant after restaurant. I'm sorry, we don't hire niggers. Goes to an unemployment office, goes through the door. The lady says, you went through the wrong door. I said, colored only. My dad goes through that door to the very same lady who sent him out. My dad told my mom, this is BS. I'm going to L.A., where I was before the war. I'm going to get a job as a cook. I'll send for you. Comes out to L.A., walks around for a day and a half, and he said, sorry, you don't have any references. My dad said, I need references to make ham and eggs. And but they treated him the same way as they did in Chattanooga, a little more polite.
Yeah.
Goes to unemployment office, just one door this time. Lady didn't have anything. My dad said, what time do you close? She says, 9. What time do you open? She said, 9. What time do you close? 5. My dad said, I'll be sitting in that chair until you find me something. Sat there for a whole day, nothing. Came back the next day. She calls him up. I've got something. I don't know whether or not you're going to want it. My dad said, of course I'm going to want it. I'm starting a family. What is it? She says, a job cleaning toilets and Nabisco brand bread. My dad did that for 10 years, took a second full-time job cleaning toilets at another bread company. He had a hookup. Cooked for a family on the weekend to make additional money. Went to night school 3 nights a week to get his GED so he could have a stay-at-home wife. The man never slept, which is why he was so grouchy. And my dad then said, you know, and the other time I was married, you were married before Mom? I thought he was going to say 6 months, 3 months. 7 years. Wow. What happened? She cheated on me. She couldn't have any kids. And then the other time I was married, you were married twice before Mom? I was 18 years old. I married a girl 18. Her parents found out I was an 8th grade dropout, marched her down to the courthouse, annulled the marriage. So you were married 3 times? Why would you get married after that happened to you? And he looked at me like I had 8 heads. He said, because Larry, I wanted you. So 8 hours, my dad gets bigger and bigger and bigger, Tim. Elder gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Now I'm crying. And I said, Dad, please forgive me for judging you so harshly. My dad said, don't worry about it. Just.
Wow. I wanted to, right. That was a very touching story, and it was important to me to play that for a number of reasons. Mainly because for you kids out there, don't judge your parents so harshly. Don't judge your parents. You might not know their full story. All right. So before you become estranged if you are someone who is estranged from your parents or anyone for that matter, it's important to start that conversation. Some of us, let's face it, we're just never going to get along and never mix, but you'll find a calm and peace. Like that was Larry Elder, by the way, like Mr. Elder did about his father. Remember, he said he couldn't sleep. Well, he went home after this trip and slept beautifully after that. I didn't want to play the whole clip, and that was the moral of the story. Estrangement can happen for all kind of reasons. I see Boom has a guest. They're waiting patiently, and I want to thank him. I don't know if Boom is back yet. It doesn't look like it. Okay, but
he is back, isn't he?
Boom, are you there?
Maybe we could just bring the guest. Oh, he's here. We can't quite hear you.
You sound.
Shaheem, can we just bring the guest in because they have a story to
good
tell?
idea. He's been waiting very patiently. I know Boom will get his sound working out. This is Boom's guest, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scotty McGowan, and I want to bring him to the stage. How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Oh my God, is that the famous singer from karaoke?
I'm a karaoke singer.
Oh my God, I've seen you before. You're good.
Thank you.
Oh, well, now you're gonna have to sing for us, Scott.
Hold on a second.
But we can talk about that later.
Wait, I'm gonna do just a tiny bit. Because I'm known for this song. You probably heard me do it. I'm sitting at my piano.
Obviously. Well, listen.
This is where I give my remote lessons, and this is where I play my music for the joy of it and make recordings and all too.
Wow.
For enjoyment.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, listen, we're glad that you were able to spend your Sunday with us and share your story with us. Obviously, Boom asked you to be on the show for a reason.
Yes, because I just finished writing a book on estrangement. What I can tell you there's so many aspects to it. In my case, which is often common, and I know even though people that are diagnosable with narcissistic personality disorder are rarely diagnosed because it's like a riddle wrapped in an enigma, because people that have the disorder, part of their delusional thinking and not being in touch with their authentic self, it's often rooted in trauma, is nothing could possibly be wrong with them, according to them.
Right.
I have that in my family. And when I started to realize that is what it was, that epiphany started a whole journey for me that started to make a lot of my experience with having such difficult relationships with my father and brother, what was at the root of it. Now, the book that I wrote, I'm trying not to jump around here too much. In my book, I purposely waited until I'd gotten to a much better place within myself, worked with a trauma-informed therapist, did healing. I've cried as recently as today.
Wow.
And what I wanted to say, because I've listened to you, Aunt Debbie, if I can call you Aunt Debbie, you're a very wise woman, but there really is such a thing as people that are from your family of origin who literally do not value you in the least. And in fact, when you're talking about being authentic and vulnerable and telling somebody what hurts you, doing that with my father was a victory for him.
Wow. Explain what you mean.
Because there actually are people that want to hurt other people. That's what they want to do because of the feeling of power that it gives them.
Wow.
There's qualities that I have that because of narcissism in my family, I had to really think about it. Am I being a narcissist? No, I'm not. There's qualities that I have that I never understood that they envy those because they're so disconnected from themselves and their authenticity that they don't understand, and they project onto me that I'm an egotist. Now, you like complimenting me and say I'm a good singer. I have very deep spiritual values like you. I'm like, that came from somewhere else with a purpose. And because they have the disorder, they need to make me be egotistical. Oh, there's Scott. He's going out singing karaoke again, looking for all that attention. And you know the problem with the relationship, it's Scott. And I had this conversation with Boom when I first started sharing with him, because I can be vulnerable and authentic, and that's just my nature. I said, how can he say that I'm the problem? We had almost 200 people at our wedding when I got remarried. My wife and I were both widowed and were led to each other.
Wow,
I believe in things like that. And there was almost 200 people there, and there was people like see us at some point like, how come I wasn't invited to your wedding? Now I'm like, how could somebody that really embodies all the horrible qualities that my father and brother insist I embody, they wanted to come see some self-centered jerk get married? Really? That's what everybody wanted, right? That sounds like fun.
So, but you're
Scotty,
still. I'm sorry.
Scotty, you said you cried as recently as today. What
Yes,
brought
but
up the tears today?
what made me cry today is there's a well-known author who's become very outspoken on this topic. I'm passionate enough about it that I took the time to write a over 400-page book in great detail.
What's the name of the book, Scotty?
Narcissism and the Journey of the Family Scapegoat, and then it's subtitled A Quest for Truth, Healing, and Freedom.
Great story.
Congratulations on your book.
Great title.
This author, who is also a survivor and a therapist, can devote full time to helping people whose family estrangement is not petty. It's not an unwillingness to have a dialogue. It's not an unwillingness of being able to be real with people, to admit your own flaws and all that. No. There's people, and there's a lot of biblical stories. What about Joseph? Do you think Joseph should have stayed in touch with his family? His blood relatives.
Are you asking, or is that rhetorical?
Well, it's kind of both, but
Yeah,
they
because
treat
in
him very
that
well.
case, Scotty, I am not saying that people should not estrange from someone who's going to murder their soul. So I wasn't addressing those
I
people.
understand.
But
I don't feel defensive about it all. I'm just throwing it out there actually for listeners.
Here's a powerful way of being vulnerable with the worst person at all, the worst person. Somebody that's as bad as your father and brother sound. It's to be able to stay with the unknown. And when you mention God, that would for me be the one who knows all. What I would suggest is that we stay with, and I don't mean to the exclusion of everything, but we include, I don't know why.
Correct.
I don't know.
I actually
Life
do know why, and I go into that in my book.
Because when we try to answer every single thing, it can make us crazy. And it can also inadvertently make us feel ultimately that something is wrong with us. And
Correct.
then
That's often
that's what I would,
people's goal is to make it feel like it's your fault.
Ultimately, I would stay with the I don't know. I don't know, but I decide to not be in relationship with this person. You can
The other thing
decide.
I wanted to point out is you're always in relationships.
Unknowing.
I wanted to point out that you're always in relationships.
Exactly.
I still have a relationship with my father.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any contact with him, but I still have a relationship with him.
How so?
Well, that's good to know.
Something very profound is I forgave him fully and deeply.
So let me ask you this though: once you forgave him and the healing started, how are you doing now? How is the relationship between you and your father?
We don't have one. We do have one, but we don't have one. I don't have any conversations with him. Now let me back up a little bit just to give you some good examples. In 2017, after being married for 23 years to my first wife, my soulmate as much as Kathy is now. My first wife, she was in business with me. We adopted our son from Siberia, traveled halfway around the world in 2000.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
In 2017, out of the blue, I woke up to sounds in our stairwell. And I ran to see what was going on, and she was distraught. And she was in our stairwell on the landing. It has kind of stairs that have a landing and then go back around, not open stairs, which would be more dangerous if something's wrong. And I got behind her, and she just said, I thought I was in the bathroom. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I got it behind her. I walked up 2 steps with her, and she collapsed and flatlined.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
And when I got in touch with my father and brother, I got in touch with my father, he said, do you want us to come up? I said, yes. And there was such an outpouring that now what I realize in retrospect is that made them uncomfortable. And when I got in touch with my father a few days after this shock, he said, "Is anybody there?" I said, "Dad, over 80 people showed up in the first 48 hours just from a simple Facebook post pleading for help." He said, "You're lying."
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
After that, he insisted that I come to Thanksgiving to be with my family.
Okay.
When I started becoming emotional, my first Thanksgiving without my wife, he said, Scott. You know why? Because I was starting to cry. My stepmother came over to hug me, and him and my brother started saying, "Don't baby him.
Understood.
That is abuse." And I started to wake up to it. That's been my entire life. They don't value me. They don't see me. I'm just a punching bag. I'm just something to project their unacknowledged and their shadow selves onto. And it's a
You know,
very terrible
Scotty,
situation to be in. So I
think
did what I needed to do.
you bring up something very powerful, and that is the idea that we are always in relationship,
Yes.
whether or not we are actually speaking to the person. So
Yes.
we
Correct.
when we distance from the conscious blame, and when our inner dialogue moves from I blame you, I blame you, and here's the proof on page 72 of so and so's book, it describes a narcissist, and that's you. As long as you're engaged in that kind of mental,
Right.
you are in a negative relationship, even though they are not physically
Correct.
present.
And
So
that's why I did the no contact.
yeah, and so
Oh,
even though there's no contact,
correct.
that abuser, if he's in your mind, can continue to abuse you. And that's why we are inviting our listeners
Yes.
to heal ourselves, to
Yes.
look within,
And I
and to
did that.
not focus on why we're so hurt. And you also bring up another important idea, and that's that relationships don't even end when people die
No.
physically in the body. We
Correct.
are still in
Yep.
relationship with them.
Yep.
How we think about them and how we think about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump in here, Scotty. I want to jump in
Mhm.
here. First of all, I
Sure.
want to say I'm sorry to hear that you went through that experience.
Uh-huh.
That was awful, and I feel sorry
Mm.
that you went through that. Let me ask you: do you have any other siblings?
I only have one sibling, and something in my own self-reflection, because everyone's situation is different, but all the distance helped dealing with the actual feelings, including negative, angry feelings, sadness, hurt, disappointment, even rage.
Right.
I
Wow.
purged myself of all that, and I never could have done that without the distance.
Right. Okay.
And
So,
I'm just going to
the
be
estrangement
here, and I
actually
know it's
helped.
like you're not supposed to talk about people's sins because we all fall short of the glory of God. My brother solicited my first wife. That was kind of her welcome to the family. My brother had been a fugitive for drug charges. My brother was the golden child. I was the one to be scapegoated because nothing going for me, just somebody who's genuine, down to earth, authentic, accomplished, well read, accomplished piano player, bilingual in Spanish, very extroverted, very friendly, warm with people. We don't want that. Like, I have to laugh at it now. It's crazy.
Have you gone through your
My
life
brother,
growing up as
like
a
I
kid feeling like you had
said,
something to prove to your
person,
father, or maybe even your
he
brother
used
too?
to stand there and do a lot of drugs and call my mother a whore.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
he was
You
the
know,
golden child. My family
Scotty,
failed out of legal trouble.
you're, we're getting close to our time, Scotty. We're getting close to our time. Could you express for us how you move from victim to victor?
Right. Good
How
point.
did how do you move? And maybe you could help somebody who's listening. How do you move from victim to victor? If that's even possible.
That's what I was talking about. I think that I'm connected through my tablet, so I'm making crazy feedback for me. So let me get off of the tablet. That should help. Okay. Well, I distanced myself. I went through therapy. I spent time that I didn't purposely set aside and said, this is my time to sit in the car with my coffee and put on some songs that I can connect to about my sadness, about the estrangement, and just like let it out, cry. I remember I sit in the car, like there was a period of time for weeks I would listen to the Beatles, The Long and Winding Road, every morning, and I would cry.
So, Scotty, there's a lot of static, and we're starting not to be able to hear
I
you.
understand what you're
So
saying.
we
Right,
want
right. You're breaking up a little bit.
what I thank you so much for the courage and the vulnerability. And it's interesting that courage and vulnerability can be in the same room together. And
Yes,
one of the ways in which I experience your being a victor is your being an artist and opening my heart because you have made me cry in karaoke. Thank you so much for joining us, Scotty. Thank
yeah,
you.
yes. Well said, my
Thank
brother.
you.
Well said. We definitely appreciate you coming on, Scotty, and sharing your story with us.
Yes.
Hopefully we can have you back when we touch on some more topics in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. His story was powerful. But I don't know. For me, I want to say it felt as almost if he might have felt like he had something to also prove to his father and his brother at some point in his life. I mean, when he felt like, well, and this is just my opinion, of course, and when he felt like those things weren't being recognized, that also was part of the issue.
Yeah, maybe, but since he's not here, we ought to not continue to talk about.
Yeah, but I
it.
want to give my opinion on
But maybe for
what the
other
things he talked
people,
about. So
maybe generalize it.
and so that was my opinion about
Mm-hmm.
what I felt from what he was talking about.
Mm.
But again, maybe we'll have him back one day when we talk about on some other topics that touch around this issue. Yeah. So, but thanks again, Scott. We appreciate you having you here. I guess Boom has been frozen all this time. So, but I want to shout out Boom. Boom. I know he's busy. He's probably working at the moment. Shout out to Boom. I know he has an event tomorrow. So you guys are going to want to check him out and go to his Facebook page for information. On Debbie, how about you? What you got coming up?
As I said, I'm working on a workshop.
Yes.
And that takes place. Oh, I'm going to see tomorrow. Ken and I are going to see Eddie Palmieri. We're going to get our Latin moves on at the Blue Note. So, we have a special date. I'm very happy about that. And then on Wednesday, I do this workshop. It's called The Sacred Vessel. And in between that, I have clients. So I'm living the life.
And if you're gonna do some dancing at this, I want to see some. So I hope you take some video.
Yeah, right. So you can embarrass me.
No, listen,
from the shore of
Seymour. So I we would love to see some video, right, guys? Chime in, please.
I have a comment from a listener who happens to be my guy. He says to tell Shaheen, this show is a great service to families everywhere.
Oh,
so he means tell Shaheen and DJ Boom. The show is a great service to families everywhere. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate that comment. That made my day. Thank you very much. And as far as me, folks, you already know what I got going on. Go check out, if you're looking for gift ideas, go check me out on Hazy Trades. Also, new music that I'm working on and everything else that's associated in my world. You can go check me out on therealshaheem.com, everybody. And there you have it. I saw Boom for a minute. I thought he came on to say something, but now he went to, like I said, he must be working, folks. But listen, we enjoyed having you guys here for this topic. It was very important. We hope that you got something out of it and you guys can do some healing in your own lives. Thank you, Scotty, again for joining us. Boom, you got something you want to say before I sign off?
We can't hear you, darling. So we'll receive your love. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Is that how you say it? Turn it up. We love you, Boom. We can't hear you. We love you. Type it somewhere. Type it in somewhere, right? Type it. We can't hear you.
Well, listen, thank you, everybody, for sharing your Sunday with us. I know it's beautiful out there. We want you to get out there and enjoy your Sunday like we want to do. And we'll see you guys back here again next week, 2 o'clock, for another episode of From the Shore to Be More. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for bringing Scotty on, Boom.
Y'all still can't hear me.
Oh, there you go. I was just about to sign on.
Oh, my goodness.
Before we go?
I've been talking the whole time.
Yeah, the sound was, we couldn't hear you.
Anyway, I was just showing y'all the room where the ceremony.
Wow. Your
room is on the other side. For tuning in, absolutely, Scott. Thanks for coming on. And if it's messed up again, I'm sorry, but y'all have a fantastic weekend.
And there you go, folks. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your day.